can't be free. Everybody wanna judge, say I'm a thug, I'm a player, I'm a simple, why I can't be me? When I walk up in the store, all the Karens get to staring at me. Put my heart in my music, it's still on my sleeve. Everybody been portrayed.
So fam, what's the word? It's your boy Spiritual Trey, and it is now episode 71 of the Soulful Thoughts blog. And today we're gonna be talking about constructing atmospheres for human purpose. Now, before we dive into it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if y'all want to see y'all boy in the algorithm. Let's dive into it. So, before we talk about human purpose, well, you know what? We can start with that. What is human purpose? What is the purpose for us as humans in general? A lot of y'all probably didn't know that there is human purpose. Like, yeah, we all got our own individual purposes, our individual missions that we're gonna go on, individual paths that we're gonna go down. But at the end of the day, the human mind we all share one purpose. And this is a part, by the way, this is a part 2 video. About a year ago, I made a video called Spiritual Evolution and Human Purpose. This is a part 2 to that video. Now, what does an atmosphere have to do with human purpose? Well, let's talk about it. What is an atmosphere? The Google definition says an atmosphere is a pervading tone or a mood over a situation or a place. A pervading tone or mood over a situation or a place. You ask me, they should have added person in there as well, because we all are our own individual atmospheres, right? We have pervading tones and moods that we call vibrations around us, right? And our vibrations affect each other, right? So we as a whole are atmospheres as well. But moving forward, so a pervading tone or mood around a person, place, or thing, right? That's the atmosphere. So what forms a tone? What forms a mood, a vibration, a vibe? What forms these things? Thoughts and feelings, right? Specifically, reactionary thoughts and feelings is what forms an atmosphere. Okay, so what does this have to do with human evolution? Well, if thoughts and feelings are what forms atmospheres, it's safe to say that I'm basically saying the mind forms the atmosphere, right? Our minds come together to form atmospheres. If you ever walked into a room and, just walked into a new job, there was a pervading atmosphere that was already there. You went into that atmosphere, and based on whether your atmosphere was in alignment or not, you reacted to that atmosphere. What formed that atmosphere? The people who created the company, creating a culture. Or the people who worked in the company, creating a culture. A system of, ways to act and react within that environment. If you come in upsetting the flow of that environment and not going with the flow, you're going to get animosity from others, right? Because you're in an opposing environment at that point. Like, for example, at my job, I literally just got into it with a coworker yesterday because they don't like how I come in work and stay to myself. Because there's a certain atmosphere that has been created within the job to where all of the coworkers just talk shit with each other throughout the day. And that's just part of the environment. That's part of the culture, the atmosphere. That's just what they do. I come in to their little situation and I'm completely opposite. I like being to myself, focusing on making money and not making friends. I'm upsetting the balance of the environment, right? So it's causing certain storms to happen, like me and my coworker getting into it. So my atmosphere reacted with the work atmosphere, and it caused a collision, a chaotic collision, because our atmospheres were totally different. It's like when a warm atmosphere reacts with a colder atmosphere, and it causes a tornado, right? Now let's dive a little more into it. How do atmospheres affect humans? Well, isn't the atmosphere how you shaped your mind? All of the atmospheres you grew up around? Whether it's your home environment or your outside environment. There was a set atmosphere that 9 times out of 10 you became one with at one point. The only humans that don't, become one with their environment growing up are the old souls. People, spirits that have lived time and time again and certain shit don't entice them the way that it used to in past lifetimes. But any younger spirit is gonna go through these trials and tribulations in the human mind, because the human mind is a very perishable mind. It's a very reactionary mind. So growing up, like I say, we all become one with our atmosphere, right? So what is the human purpose? Being able to be within influenced atmospheres while still sustaining your own unique and individual atmosphere. Let me say that again. What is human purpose? Your purpose as a human, as a spirit in a human mind, is to construct your own unique vibe, your own unique atmosphere, and not let the vibrations of the atmospheres around you affect your vibration, affect your aura, your vibe as a spirit, affect your atmosphere. Now let's dive into it. So how do we create our own unique vibe? Simple. By detaching from the vibes that we may be attached to within the environment. By not being afraid to get out of our comfort zone and find what it is that we really like to do in life. And if what you end up liking to do is not in alignment with your environment, the real spiritual strength in that is not letting your environment affect the way you live. And then this is how you get, because look, once you get to that point, you free, right? Once you've constructed your own unbreakable vibe where you can go through chaotic conditions, live in chaotic areas, and not let those areas affect what's going on with you internally, you winning at that point, right? I'm going to tell y'all the key to building your heaven after this life. Because look, the human experience is not the last physical experience for us. I just told y'all what an atmosphere is, right? An atmosphere is a collection of thoughts and feelings, reactionary thoughts and feelings that create a vibe, that create a mood. An atmosphere is a body, right? It's a conscious body. It's no different than a body of water. It's just a metaphysical body of water. Our consciousness come together to create atmospheres, right? So maybe atmospheres are the next step for us in this shit. If y'all didn't watch my spiritual evolution video, I talked about in that video how we master, when we die, we shed our mind. We shed, we might shed a lot of our memories and shit like that, but we attain abilities. And we take those abilities with us and construct better minds in our next lifetime. So you might have lived a lifetime as, some type of animal. You mastered your instincts within that body, along with the fact of you becoming aware of a greater existence. Like you probably was an animal that was a pet for someone, right? So you got to see how humans operate. And just from you knowing how humans operate while being in, let's say, a dog body, you had consciousness that was more expanded from your soul tribe, which is the other dogs in the life, right? So when you went and made your new mind, you made a mind with human-like thoughts. And boom, here you are. You're a human now. You feel me? So that's just a small example of how you can evolve from an animalistic mind to a humanistic mind. All of this is spiritual evolution. We all lived a life as a bacteria, a plant, an animal, all the way up to a human. But the human is not the last stop, because last time I checked, humans are being controlled by the vibrations around them, right? The atmospheres around them. So it's clear that atmospheres are superior to humans. So I say that to say this. The more that you can separate yourself from the atmospheres that's already around you and construct your own atmosphere, the more that you're going to be freeing yourself from the human mind, and will have that, you will have that doorway to live a greater life when you die. But here's the thing. Different atmospheres have different sizes, shapes, and influences, right? For example, it might be a certain atmosphere in the hood to where you got to live a certain way, right? But when you go out into the real world, you notice that the atmosphere in the hood is very small compared to the world's atmosphere, right? It's so many greater ways of looking at life, so many greater ways of reacting to, certain situations and shit like that. So I say that to say this. The more that you can influence others just by simply constructing your own vibe and being, holding true to yourself, the more that you can influence others with that vibe, touch others, create a legacy for yourself with that vibration that you've created, that unique vibration, the more that you can create a legacy around the vibe that you have created, the greater of a body you will be in your next lifetime. And before y'all say I'm pseudo, I can give an example of this. Have y'all ever met somebody who made a huge difference in their community? Like, before they were born, the community was one way. They came into the community, completely changed the way everything is ran by in the community just from being themselves. Just from being them, they changed how the community operated. Maybe they let me try to think of an example. It can be a rapper. We can make it that simple. Let's just say a person blows up rapping, right? And just from them being them, the clothes that they wear, the way they walk, the way they talk, they start to influence the environment that they were born in to start acting and moving the way that they do. That is an atmosphere that spirit created. Before that spirit came into that environment, it was one way. It constructed its own vibration outside of the environment's influence. And the vibration became so strong, the atmosphere they created became so strong, it took over the whole atmosphere that they were born into. So now, the whole atmosphere that they were born into is now their spirit. Their spirit is hanging over that whole atmosphere, influencing everyone's thoughts and feelings. So when that person dies, they will, if they don't have any, attachments to this physical human life, they will move on to the life of an atmosphere. They will embody the vibration that has taken over their community that they created. So when you are building your legacy, this is basically what I'm saying, y'all. When you are building your legacy, you are literally building your body for the next lifetime. You're shaping up your mind for the next lifetime. Your atmospheric mind. And that's not to say that everybody has to be rich and famous to be this great atmosphere when they grow up. Nah, you can have a huge effect on your family and change the atmosphere of your family. Just by doing that, you're creating a greater body to go into in the next lifetime. All by just from being yourself. That's how powerful being yourself could truly be. Because it might sound easy, but we all know how hard it is, in the human body to actually not let past experiences shape who you are, negatively shape who you are. We know how hard it is to not let the outside environment shape who we are. It's hard as hell, right? It's hard to actually get out your comfort zone and do shit that that your environment has never done in order to find who you are, find out your limitations and, and everything like that. So the key is just simply fighting through those mental battles, man. You got to fight through those mental battles, those mental cages that's been placed in our environment. Escape those cages. Find the true essence of our spirit that we might have lost growing up because we wanted to fit in, wanted to feel that sense of fulfillment. So we ignored a lot of our spiritual instincts trying to fit in with our environment, right? So now you have to basically do that situation in reverse. Disconnect from your environment to find the true essence of your spirit. Once you find the true essence of your spirit will begin to shine the true light that you were meant to shine off. And this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Once you let your true spirit start to shine, that light is gonna start brightening up everyone else's world. And listen, y'all, I know it's probably hard as hell to imagine actually living as an atmosphere, because I'm literally telling y'all the next step after being a human is being an atmosphere. I know it's hard for y'all to conceptualize that, But think about how hard it was when you were a dog trying to conceptualize being a human. There's no way in hell you could do that, right? Right. So it's not for you to fully understand. It's just for you to have that awareness that most people don't have. That's what's going to allow you to be able to leave this humanistic world and live a greater life and continue your spiritual evolution. You feel me? So I'm going to just leave it at that, family. I ain't going to make this video too long. It's your boy Spiritual Trey signing out. Remember, you are not the mind. You are the spirit that's forming and creating your mind, observing your mind. So take your time, observe and create your mind, and don't let other mindsets, other atmospheres, other influences shape up who you are. Because at the end of the day, we all have our own piece of the puzzle. We all are spirit, yes, but we all have our separate spaces, our separate abilities, our separate gifts. And it's up to you to find yours. The environment can't lead you there. Oh yeah, guys, before I end the video, I got to break down all the different types of atmospheres, right? So we got the individual atmosphere, that's us, you know, individual spirit. Then you got the environmental atmospheres, you know, such as the hood, for example, you know, any projects, for example. And then we have what we call planetary atmospheres. And this is for anybody who into astrology, or even if you're not, this is a good way for it to make sense to you. If the atmosphere and the vibrations around your environment help shape your mind, you don't think that a planet's vibrations can affect you even more? And if you don't think a planet has an atmosphere or gives off vibrations, you talking very foolish, because the planet is literally what's giving birth to everything that's in the planet. You ever seen where does a tree come from? Okay, so obviously the planet is a live being, right? We all come together to form this live being, but it is a live being. The same way all of your blood cells and organs come together to form you. We all come together to form this planet, this atmosphere. It's a live being. So planetary atmospheres obviously have a much stronger influence than what an environmental atmosphere will have, right? Like the planetary atmospheres is what's formed what helped you form your natural characteristics when you were forming your body and everything. You feel me? And astrology is basically just studying how these atmospheres that's coming from the different bodies of water around us that we call planets, we study how these atmospheres affect us on a daily basis. So I just wanted to put that out there, you know, just because I really feel like everybody should get into astrology and read their natal chart, because it'll help you learn yourself a little more, and it'll help you balance out knowing your natural traits from the traits that you made from reacting to the atmospheres around you. You feel me? So yeah, I just want to throw that in there. It's your boy Spiritual Trey signing out. Love you, family.
On the beat, start preaching. Feel no evil, see no evil, but peep it. I don't aim for the stars, I want leeches. And the snake spawn, I'ma kill the whole species. Rest in peace to all the peaceful preaching. The youngest wildin', but they say they evil, that's kind of reaching. Who really controlling the way you thinking? Find the truth.